Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great Friday and that you had a productive and successful week so far. I want to dive straight into the topic for this video, and it's actually a continuation of a topic I have brought up in a previous video, and that is symbolism and how I was introduced to it, or how I developed my love for it and how I use it in my paintings. And this one involves tarot cards, and that might be a bit of a strange thing to pull up, and I'm not going to be designing any tarot cards anytime soon, but maybe hopefully someday. But I find that tarot cards are a great tool in my painting process, and I will talk a little bit about that today. I have mentioned before that the first time I realized you could put in a whole narrative or story into a single static painting was when I read about the PRB, or the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, and they had a huge impact on how I then created paintings. But prior to this, as a child, I had been introduced to and I played with tarot cards, never in a serious capacity, of course. But back then, when I first picked up the cards and first learned how to find meaning in images, I never actually connected the dots between having fun with those cards and being able to create my own visuals. I don't know why. It wasn't until I started reading up about the PRB that was inspired in my brain. But when I first started playing around with the cards, and I actually have one of my first tarot decks that a friend sent to me once. It's my favorite deck, and I fully recommend it if you love this kind of stuff. It's Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle, and it should be available if you have a great bookstore or online. And this helped me when I was just playing around with the cards. It helped me to really focus on an image and learn to read it and not just see it as a surface illustration that could be either quaint or exciting, or if you're into those kinds of images, something that has the wow factor to it. It's about digging deeper. And tarot cards really taught me to do that if I put in the time and patience and the effort to focus and learn to read it. It's very easy, for example, if you're like me and you enjoy playing around with them, to just read the description of the card and take that definition as the definition for that image. But one of the things you practice, and some of the exercises given in this book, in this tarot deck, are ones where you learn to read the image for yourself. And doing that throughout my teenage years really helped me see images differently, and definitely not just as a surface illustration. And I still use this. Actually, I use this more now than I've ever before. Tarot readings have definitely become a staple in my daily routine, or at least a weekly routine. Several times a week I do this. And it's not so much because I feel I have a lot of questions and I'm feeling confused. It's more because I find that this routine adds a lot of stability, but also it allows me to find a route or find a way to attune myself better to visuals. And this might sound confusing, but I'll try to describe this better. I have mentioned before that one of the things that I love to do before I start painting is to meditate, because this centers me, and I find that I enter the zone faster when I reach the easel and when I start painting. And pulling a tarot card, I usually do this after the meditation session. Like I said, it allows me to attune to something bigger than myself. It allows me to attune to a mysterious way of dealing with visuals and meaning. And it doesn't necessarily have, the question that I ask doesn't necessarily have to relate to painting. It could be anything in my life. But I just make sure to focus and allow my mind, or allow my spirit, or whatever you want to call it, to really dig deep to find insight. And doing this gets me to a state where I'm usually far more joyous, and when I then begin painting, I find that I'm able to think of ideas or be more receptive to ideas and to be able to solve problems within a painting much faster, because I'm already in a state where meaning and visuals are linked. And this has been something, like I said, that I've definitely incorporated into my routine more often now. Like that, I used to play with tarot cards as a kid, but I never took it too seriously, and I still don't take it seriously. But I enjoy the insight I'm able to glean about my life, and it does help me make decisions actually in everyday things and in long-term planning as well. But like I said, most importantly, it has an ability to transport me into a state that I really love being in when I begin a painting, whether it's a painting I've been working on for a while and I just need to problem solve a few issues, or if it's an all new painting and I need to come up with new ideas. And I find that both meditation and the tarot cards really get me to a place where I can do this from a joyous place and a far more inspired place. So if you are interested in doing something similar, I fully recommend tarot cards for that, as a practice in learning how to read images and finding meaning, and finding your own meaning as well, something that relates to you. I think that should be all for this video. I will be posting only one video this week, but I will be back with more soon. So until then, take care and enjoy your weekend. Bye.